Hi, today on the live channel, we're chatting with Laura from Massachusetts.
Let's roll.
Thank you so much for joining me on the live channel. I really appreciate hearing from your experiences. And what I wanted to start with, if it's okay with you, is how valuable or how important was working in your life?
Great question. I love working. And I sometimes think, Sharon, that in our culture, work has kind of a negative connotation to it. Oh, it's the grind, the 9 to 5 we have to do. And as a confidence coach, I say, no, it's something we get to do. And it's our responsibility to find the work that brings us joy. I mean,
Yeah.
if there's grind to everything, the 9 to 5, yeah, sure, it can get boring, it can get grindy, but so what? We get to work. And if we don't like the job we're in, we have the freedom to move on and find something that we do enjoy. I've had a lot of jobs that I don't like, but I got out of them and
Yeah.
became an entrepreneur many years ago. So I love work. I'm grateful that I can work, and I value the opportunity to be able to do so in this great country of ours.
Yeah, I agree with you. I admire your point of not being afraid of change, but expecting work to be work. So that makes a lot of sense. And you're currently doing coaching. Is that something that you were passionate about or you fell into?
Well, when I was doing all these jobs that I hated, when I would go to bed at night, all I did was read personal development books. I've been reading personal development books for 50 years. Even when college, Sharon, when I was supposed to be studying for biochemistry, I was listening to Tony Robbins. And it took me a little while to figure out, oh, I don't want to do this job in whatever it was, banking. I want to be in personal development. I relish it.
Fine.
I kind of morphed into it as I got wiser and developed that skill. And yes, I'm a confidence coach for women online.
Excellent. And do you deal with women from all age groups, or do you find there's a certain age, like maybe when women sort of grow into themselves in their 40s, that get more sort of conscious of what they want to do, or what do you see?
That's a great question. For a long time, my marketing experts would say, identify who your ideal client is. And I enjoyed coaching C-suite women that were moving out of the corporate world and into semi-retirement
Oh,
or
right.
retirement. I'm 70 years old. I'm fully equipped to be able to coach women in their 50s and 60s who are saying, oh my gosh, what's next?
Yes.
And X, Y, and Z happened, and I got on TikTok. And my TikTok account, Confidence Coach for Women, has exploded. I've had videos go viral, and I'm talking to women who are 23 years old and lost. And it's
Yeah.
as rewarding for me to coach them as it is to coach the C-suite leader who is headed for retirement. I will coach and work with anybody who says, I'm hungry, I want to grow, I want to become better, I want to find my purpose.
That's amazing. You're across the whole spectrum, and I encountered you via TikTok. Not that I'm in my 20s, but it's just such a fun place, and your videos are amazing, very inspirational.
Thank you.
So that sort of brings us on to the nice segue where, given you have lived a while, you've seen a lot of change technology wise. So I was very curious if there was any particular technology that you felt really changed your life or impacted you.
Well, a couple of things. First of all, we will all agree that this is the craziest thing ever. Now, for those of you who are in your 20s and 30s, it's not so crazy because this is all you know. But for those
Yeah,
of us who are 50 and older, we didn't have these. The world is now in my hands. This is
yeah.
mind blowing.
I
This is
know. I so agree.
it's mind blowing. And then the pandemic taught us, sadly, that Zoom, I think, is the greatest invention since the wheel. I mean, you and I and everybody else now, we don't have to leave our living rooms, and we can talk to people all over the world by clicking a button and developing wonderful relationships. So those would be my two favorite pieces of technology. I mean, I could go on and on. You're right. TikTok is a really fun platform.
Mm.
and I'm connecting with people all over the world there. But that Zoom, yeah.
Yeah. I think they're great observations, and they allow us to network, as you say, all over the world. And it's really quite amazing. Did the future measure up to any expectations you had technology wise? Like I used to think, oh, we'd all be living in bases on the moon if we wanted to at this stage, like I think there was a program 1999. And I was just wondering, did you ever have any sort of expectations and have any of them been met technology wise?
That's such a fun, creative question. And I have to say, not really. I mean, again, I'm an older generation, and that day when I watched men walking on the moon for the first
Yeah,
time, it blew my mind. It still does.
yeah,
But
yeah,
that I kind of turned a corner and I said, I do not have the mental capacity to be able to understand or try to comprehend what's going to go on in the future. And now things with technology and AI are happening at such a rapid pace that none of us can really even comprehend. I just don't think about it too much.
yeah. No, fair enough. But then moving on to our last couple of questions, I was just wondering, I know you're a coach, so you probably have loads of advice, but is there any one piece of advice you might give to young people starting out in their careers that might be helpful?
Starting out in their careers in terms of following their passion or being happy.
Well, I suppose that's it. Like I sort of gave up my passion quite young in terms of meeting responsibilities. And, sometimes people are afraid. So would you encourage people to try and follow their passions, or what's an easier route in your opinion?
So young people today, just like young people when I was a young person, we can be influenced by parents. Oh,
Yeah,
you need to be a lawyer. Well, what if I want to be a goat farmer in North Dakota and raise goat cheese? You need to be is a huge pressure that is not easy to renounce. Or you may feel pressured by your peers, your religion, the culture around you in your particular neighborhood or where you live to be something that maybe you're not. And
yes.
I do believe in following your passion, but you first have to get to know yourself and what that passion is. So
Excellent point. Yeah.
it's really, really because nobody's gonna get you happy except you. Nobody can do it for you. So I encourage young people to be as gutsy as you can and to say thank you, but no thank you. Being an attorney is not for me. I respect your opinion, mom and dad, and I understand, but I want to do X, Y, and Z instead, and I'm willing to take the risks and to, give it a shot.
Yeah.
Um, the other piece of advice, which I wish I had had, was this concept, Sharon, of failing forward. We think failing is so bad. You ask any successful person, no matter what they're doing, and they will say, oh my gosh, if you've got about 10 hours, I'll tell you all the failures I made. But successful people
Yeah.
learn how to fail forward.
That
So
is
when you're
so
starting out as
helpful.
that, right? You're starting out as that goat farmer in North Dakota, and your parents don't want you to be that. Even if you're starting out as an attorney, you're
Yeah.
going to fail a lot, and that is good. It means you're in the arena doing the hard work. It's the folks on the sidelines who are staying safe and
Yeah.
not failing, not making mistakes, and they're afraid to, that they're not the ones that are going to do well in life, and they're going to throw rotten tomatoes at you. So don't be afraid to fail forward. The trick
Mm.
is you've got to be able to get up, dust yourself off, and keep going and say, what did I learn from that mistake? That's where the success lies, right?
Yeah.
It's no fun failing and falling down in the arena, but I sure don't want to sit on the sidelines. And I hope all your viewers, you don't want to sit on the sidelines and watch. It's no fun. Be in the arena and chase after that dream of yours and be willing to, get a few lumps and bumps along the way.
The 2 points that I really loved that you made is getting to know yourself, because a lot of people feel guilty because they go, I don't know what my passion is, and they feel like that's a problem. So I think that's excellent advice. And then failing forward. is so empathetic and so true, because you only really learn when you're so uneasy and uncomfortable because you failed, you know. So I love those points. They're excellent points. So just to finish up, not to take up too much of your time, is there any last piece of advice you might have given your younger self? Or maybe we've covered it all, but if there was any you had left.
Yes, I love your questions. They're so interesting. Thank you for making my job so easy here. There's a lot of talk and pursuit today about everybody wanting to be happy. And
Yeah,
that's a good thing. You know, there are books, there are podcasts, all sorts of stuff out there because we do want to be happy. But I think we get into trouble when we misunderstand what it is. Okay, happiness versus joy. Happiness is something that is fleeting, and it's a byproduct of us taking really good care of ourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, going after our passions and eating well and sleeping well. And when we do all these things, we raise our chances of having a happy moment or a happy afternoon. There is no such thing as sustained happiness all the time,
yeah, yeah,
right? There
yeah.
is such a thing as being able to say, I can be joyful and grateful no matter what's going on in my day. Again, that's hard to do, but approaching it holistically, if we take care of ourselves in terms of our diet, our fitness, our sleep, our stress management, our purpose, our jobs, being in good relationships, happiness then creeps in when we least expect it. We can't go chasing it. We have to take care of ourselves. And it shows up
Excellent.
at the back door.
Yeah, excellent. That's great advice. And nothing is constant. A good moment and then a bad moment, but the good moment comes back. So brilliant. Thank you so much, Laura. I really appreciate you joining us on the live channel today.
I appreciate what you're doing and I wish you great success, Sharon. I just think what you're doing is awesome. And I'm honored to have been invited to be on. So best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.